another raise. What the hell is going on today? Every spot is a raise. This is a nightmare. This session is a nightmare to NL. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is holyjtiburon. If you don't know who I am, I'm an Italian professional poker player and I'm trying to turn $50 into $10,000 in a poker challenge. Right now we have $78 and we're still playing 2NL, but hopefully at the end of this episode, or even in this episode, we can try our first shot at 5NL. So without further ado, let's jump right into the tables. Heads up. We opened, guy called, and we went for a small c-bet. Of course, we're gonna check back the queen eye with additional equity. Basically trying to hit the flush and maybe win a showdown with queen eye. Can happen. Not this time, he had quads. Not the greatest start. Let's go for a 3 big blind. Open, blind versus blind, 5-5-3, not the greatest board, but at 2NL, I think I can get away with a small bet, high frequency, not going to be exploited. Once it calls, really fast, not that fast though. I think on the jack, we do hit a flush draw. We need to continue here, and we see a click raise, kind of sucks. We need to call 6.5 to win somewhat around 34. I think we have enough to call. We're gonna donk on the spade though. Now we're just check folding. Yeah, I think he has mostly a 5, sometimes a jack. I think even if I'm not completely in odds, which I think I am anyway, I think once spades comes and he never folds, I think it's fine to call. And here with the ace jack, I will just start with a small bet, try and understand where I am in the spot. We see a pretty fast call. I think it's very weak, this player. Once I see this fast call, and we need to understand where he is, and like ace jack against a weak range, I think it's still a showdown value hand. So we'll try to take our showdown. Okay, 8 big blinds. Do I think it's a value bet? I think it can be. Still less than half pot. I will always call against recreationals. I think he can go absolutely crazy, and he shows up with queen 10. So good read for me. Again, 5 big blinds in a 20 big blind spot. With ace high, just gonna press call, and this time he has a full house, but it's fine. Good pot odds, just call. Usually recreational players tend to bet something close to the pot, or specifically the hotkey pot is very underbluffed, while the small sides is usually overbluffed. Face a donk bet here, always going to play aggressively against donk bets. This time we do make a flush, and we face 1 big blind. Now here, if I had a bluff, I would have gone very, very, very aggressive against this kind of stuff. Since I have the completely nuts, I'm gonna go with a small raise. I think he calls against a small raise. And now we face a 6 big blinds donk. I think he has a flush right now. Don't think he has a bluff ever. I don't want to go all in, so I will go 34. Yeah, don't want to go all in. Looks suspicious, all in to a recreational. Let's go for this. I think he never folds. Did find fold. His queen gonna ISO raise. And now we're just gonna play small bet on this very high connected board. I think we do perform particularly well here. Continues. And on the 10, I think I have still 3 streets value, even if the 10 comes down. And we face a check raise on the turn. Now this, I think it's heavily underbluffed. I need to call 11. I think I'll call on the turn, but mostly fold on the river. And now just gonna fold. As you seen from this hand, once they raise the turn, they're pretty much always wrapping the nuts, and they always have it. And now here against this guy, we'll just go all in. I think he has a queen here. Wow, he had a 6. Okay, that's pretty unlucky. We lose this one. Can I save myself ever here by just calling on the river? He goes small on the flop. Then I go big on the turn, and he click raises. I think it's pretty nuttish when they do this thing. Still need to call, I think, with the king, and he goes 5 big blinds. My thinking process was, if he does have a queen and we jam, I think he probably calls, and he doesn't have a lot of 6 once he goes for 10% pot. Apparently I was wrong, and we lose this one. Very unlucky. Couple of tough spots at the beginning. Now with 2 pairs here, we want to bet for check. Let's go for the check. And now, do we want to check raise? This hand is not that strong, but I think he is pretty weak in this line. So I think ace jack would always bet on the flop. And now flop flush breaks, but the turn 1 got here. So I think we'll just go all in. He has a flush, he calls. He has an ace, he calls. Nice. too many spots to talk. I'm gonna show you the replay for this one. So basically it was an ISO raised spot. We face one big blind, decided to go for a 6 big blind ISO raise. This guy calls and now he donk pots. I never believe this kind of stuff against recreationals. When I do have a second pair, I usually tend to fast play this hand and go all in, maybe as a draw, maybe as a worse second pair. So I usually tend to go all in. He called with top pair this time, but we managed to win this one with a pretty good 7 on the river. Here I ISO raised heads up and went for a small bet on the flop. Now I will go for a big bet on the turn and hopefully a big bet on the river. Another raise. What the hell is going on today? Every spot is a raise. Not gonna fold here, Pocket Kings. No way I'm gonna fold here. Yes, a 7. Yes, a 7. Okay. Wow. That sucks, but I'm gonna call. It's the second time he does this, so. Yes, a7. What is going on today? Make a straight here. I'm gonna call. It's gonna play a small raise here. Let's go 36. Don't think he has king jack ever. Ace jack, it's fine. Pretty tough session. Now with king queen, I think going half pot in this situation is particularly good. We have 2 overcards and we face another raise. Okay, this is getting weird. Like it's the 4th time we face a raise this session. I think we just need to call though. 2 overcards, backdoor flush, just a click raise. You always need to think in terms of pot odds. Calling the flop, just fold the turn, that's fine. Here with ace king, I'm gonna go for a small bet. Calls, and now on the turn, I'm gonna bet and then call if he jams. Of course, I'm not happy, but once I do bet on the turn, I always need to call against the jam. Yeah, I was hoping that it didn't jam, but of course it does, because this session is started very bad. Yes, pocket deuces, nice. This is the worst session so far. We're getting crushed today. We face a bet. We have 2 options. One is to check raise, one is to check call. I think check raising works better here. You can already force some folds from second pair or even a top pair. Like imagine you have king 9. It's not that strong in this occasion. Once you face a check raise, make a 2 pair on the turn here in a limped spot. I think I will go for a 2/3 bet. I think I can go even bigger here. Like if they have a single spade, they tend to overcall. Don't think they have a better 2 pair than mine most of the times. A lot of combo draws, a lot of stuff going on here. 5-L looks so far right now. I think we lost a couple of stacks already. With a gut shot, backdoor flush draw. Pretty fast bet for this guy. I think we can go for a check raise in this occasion. I think we have a lot of fold equity in turn and river too. Snap calls the flop. I think it's pretty weak, though the ace is not that great. I think I will check my hand on the turn. Maybe bluff it on the river. Quickly checks. Now, I think I will go something very, very big. Let's go like 3x pot. Need to fold him something around like 80% of the time. I think it will work more than that. He's in the tank. Nice. Managed to win this one. So basically, once he checks back that fast, I don't think he has another hand ever or a strong draw. So I can leverage this nut advantage and go for a huge sizing. King jack, let's just go for a big size raising. I guess 1 big blind. Usually players tend to be very weak in this kind of lines. So I go for a big raise. Of course, the 3 is not great. And he donks again. Now we have 2 options, call or raise. I think if I raise, I don't face a lot of aggression. So I'd rather raise again and put in a tough spot hands like pocket 4s, pocket 5, 7x. Stuff like that. We can even improve against this kind of hands. Now, of course, the river is favorable, and now we're just gonna go all in against 1 big blind again. We have a flush. Calls with 7-6. Very, very, very good. We make a comeback. We win a stack. That's pretty good. Queen jack, we can raise. We can go for stronger cards from early positions, but queen jack, I think, plays alright. Make a bunch of top pairs, as in this occasion. And now, do we want to bet? Yeah, I think going for a small bet here makes sense. And we face a raise. Already in a tough spot. I think we call the flop and then we reconsider on the turn. I think it's too early to fold. And we face an half pot. Pretty quick half pot. Most of his bluffs are going to be something like king jack, jack 9. So having a jack is not that great. Does he ever raise a worse hand than this one? I don't think so. So we're bluff catching and I will just let go of this one. Let's just fold. Players at 2NL are very straightforward. I think in these scenarios, you just have to believe them. King 6, just play call. Can raise sometimes too. Against another half pot bet. I think with a king eye flush specifically, we can continue since we have the king out too. Now we'll donk on the river flush completing. Okay, do we want to bluff? I don't think bluffing works on the ace. Let's just check. Okay, would have lost anyway. I think you can fold, but against half pot you need 25%, so I think it's alright. Here with a not gut shot, let's just continue. Turn ace. He quickly checks. I think small bets doesn't work a lot. We'll go 150. Nice. I think he has a 7, maybe a 6, something like pocket 8s. I think overbet works better than a small bet. 3x open and a cold call. Let's just go with a big size squeeze. Let's go 16. You could go even bigger, maybe 2NL. We have a cold call. Wow, another cold call. That's crazy. So jack high, don't think small betting here works a lot. I will just check fold my hand. Here value performs particularly good, but if you have a bluff, you just need to slow down. Once the 10 comes, I feel pretty confident that I win at showdown with this ace 10, especially once they check on the flop. And on the turn, I will always call. Against half pot, definitely gonna call. If you had a flush draw, you would probably bet on the flop most of the times. Now I will check. Okay, checks back. I've considered donking. I don't think it's very good. Yeah, as you can see, he had 7-6 suited. Very overbluffed line, in my opinion. If you had a flush draw, you would have just bet the flop. You're wrapping something like jack 10 or pocket 10s. We have a 10 in our hand, so easy call. Easy call. Pocket 8s. Just gonna go for a 3-bet. I know these pocket pairs are mixing in theory, but 2NL with such a post-flop edge, I think going for a 3-bet. They usually under 4-bet too, so I think it's fine to go for it. And King Queen 6 is such a good board for the 3-better. We're gonna go for a small bet for range. Usually in this kind of spots, you can go for a 2-barrel and a lot of give-ups on the river. For example, now on the ace, if I go for something like 2/3, I'm expecting a lot of folds. Pocket jacks, pocket 10s, queen jack, queen 10, king jack, king 10. They all can fold. And maybe 6-5, 7-6, stuff like that. If he calls twice, there's not a lot of hands that wants to fold the river too. So I will go for a second barrel most of the times as a bluff, of course, with pocket 8s. He continues, and I'm gonna stick to my plan. He's gonna have ace jack, ace 10. He's gonna have some ace queen. But I think I will just check back and give up this kind of hand. Yeah, pocket queens. Wow. Did not raise. But another good read. I think my hand was completely fine. As you can see, it did not 4-bet the pocket queens. Try to 3-bet the king queen offsuit. We have 2 calls. Donk bet on 6-6-4. Wow. I think I will just ship it in here. I know it sounds crazy, but if he has pocket 8s, pocket 9s, does he always call? I don't think so. Even if he has jacks, we still have a lot of outs. So I think going for a lean is going to perform well here. Unfortunately, this guy called from behind. And this guy folds. He had ace 10. The fuck? Call with ace 10. That's completely bananas. Okay. Bit unlucky there. This guy actually folded, so read was correct. 2NL recreational players are just crazy. We have a 3.5x open, and we have the pocket aces. Very good. Now, what do we want to do? I think going for 8 is fine. It's gonna always call or raise against 8. Then we'll go for a small bet. I think that the hand plays itself. Then we're gonna second barrel, and then go for an all-in on the river. Any river, of course. Nice, yeah. Got there with queen 10. Now with jack 10, I ISO raised pre-flop. Got a couple of calls. Then c-bet on the flop, multi-way. Now we make a straight. So let's just continue our aggression. Let's go 14 big blinds. And we're gonna just jam the river. Wow, this is one of the worst river in the deck. Because not only some hands improve. I don't think he has a better hand than mine, so I will just jam. But I think he's gonna fold a lot against the jam, so let's just not jam. Let's go 40. I think 40 gets called more than all in. We have a fan. It's the first time we get recognized from a stronger player, from a 2NL player actually, not a stronger player. I'm assuming he's better than most of the players, if he knows me. 3x open and a click 3-bet. I think it's pretty weak. Let's just go 20 big blinds. This guy is my concern here. This guy I think is pretty weak. Might be super strong like pocket aces, but usually they're pretty weak. Yeah, it's pocket aces. Ah, pocket aces. Let's just fold. I'm gonna show that. What the hell is going on? We ISO raise, we face a click raise and a call. Of course, we're not gonna go anywhere. Let's just call the king 10. And here I will take my free equity. We have a double backdoor. I don't want to bluff this hand already. Another double check. I will just check again. I think I'm gonna face a lot of resistance here if I do bluff. We have a 10 on the river. Double check. Don't think this guy has aces. I will go for a big size as a value bet. If he jams, it sucks and I'm gonna fold. But I think we have an easy value bet on the river. Went for a small bet, blind versus blind. Then check called against the small size on the turn. River is the queen, and I think I will donk here. I think most bluffs are going to give up on the river, and if he has a random hand like a 9x or 7x, he can overcall. He did call with that queen 10, so my call on the turn was completely alright. Donks 10 big blinds. Here it's a single raise pot. I opened 3x. He called call. This guy calls, and now we donk over bets. I think I will just go all in. Like if he has a 6s, 7s, 8s, that's fine. I don't think he ever has trips. Why would you donk over bet? I will just go all in. Calls with 10-8, 2 random overcards. Unfortunately, he makes a full house, so we lose this one. But good read again. That's what matters. Raised 4 big blinds, and we face a 14 big blinds raise. I think once this guy calls, I'm just forced to go all in. I'm not loving this shove because he can have, of course, pocket jacks, pocket queens, pocket kings. But I think most of these cards wants to go a little bit bigger. You can never know with recreationals, but I think my hand is just worth all in now. Don't want to give him the free equity. Small blind calls, and he has jacks. Oh, that's unlucky. That's unlucky. Ooh. We make a set. That's pretty lucky for us. We managed to win this one. Sometimes you need to win 80-20 too. It's not like you have to lose all the time. King queen, let's just go for a 3-bet. Make it 11, you can go 10, 11, 12. Doesn't make a lot of difference at these stakes. And now ace 10 deuce, let's just go for a small bet. Pretty fast call. I think he's particularly weak here. Let's go for a second barrel. Nice. Pocket sevens. Make a set. I do like the check raise line against recreationals with the sets, because this hand is worth a lot of money on the flop, and the easiest way to put a lot of money into the pot on the flop is to check raise. Of course, you can big bet yourself, but usually it's better to go for a check raise against recreational. Once he checks back, now we want to build ourselves pot. Calls, river is the 6, very bad river, a lot of 8x in his range. Still gonna go for a thin value bet. Let's go something like 11 big blinds. Gonna get called from 6-5, 9-6, some jack x that check the flop. Don't think you have to overthink against recreationals. Your hand is still worth a lot of money. He called with ace queen, ace high, so definitely not the guy you want to bluff. Let's take a look at the showdown. Yeah, he called with ace queen. Definitely not the guy you want to bluff. And if he calls ace queen, of course, pocket sevens is always going to be a value bet. Yep, ace king here. Couple of limps. Okay, let's just make it 8 big blinds. Can go even bigger. Oh, call, call. Another one. Everyone. Family pot. Put a king on the flop. Nope. Okay, queen 4-3. Let's just go for check. We just check fold. Jack 10. Gonna call the click 3-bet. Such great price. We make trips. Pretty happy. 4 big blinds. Let's just call. Not many reasons to raise. think if he has an ace, he's gonna bet himself. Okay, 5 big blinds. I think it's pretty weak. So if I had a bluff, I would have raised against this size. If I have a value bet, I tend to be more passive. Let's just call. See the river. Ooh, not the greatest river. Goes 17. Not gonna fold, of course. If he has an ace, he has an ace. He goes a little more than half pot. It's completely fine to call against recreational players. He has ace king. Such an unlucky run out. Got pretty lucky on the flop, but then unlucky on the river. So lose another one. Ace 7 in a limped spot. After check, check, check on the flop, I think we have the best hand most of the times. So we can call or raise. Decide to call. The river is d8. Don't think they're gonna bluff here. So I'm considering donk betting small. Like 3 big blinds. Yeah, let's go 3.5. I think it's fine. And we face 15 big blinds raise. Usually under bluffed these spots. So we'll just fold. Ace deuce first 2 pair. Check back on the flop with 2 pair. This guy called with pocket threes. Kinda crazy. Let's put a note on this guy. Pocket tens. We checked on the flop. We face a bet. Of course, we're never going to fold. There is a jack. Not the greatest. We face a pretty fast bet. Don't think he has ever hand like pocket nines, pocket eights, pocket sevens. He can have a bluff, but I think pocket tens just plays particularly bad in this spot. So I will just fold. Not overthink it. Jack 10, we can defend. Make a top pair. Pattern against the big blind. Such a big bet on the flop. Not loving this. We'll just call. See a turn. Not the greatest turn for this guy's range. Facing another bet. Such a big bet too. Yeah. No info on this player. I think we can fold. Not having hearts in our hand. It's very bad. Ace jack. Let's just go for a 3-bet. And ace jack. Let's just go for a bet. Against the 1 big blind. Yeah. I think I will go all in here. I have such a high equity hand. Okay, it's got a set and we managed to make a flush. Like, what the hell is going on? Everyone just has the nuts. Pocket eights against the donk bet. I will raise. I think this hand specifically wants to raise all the time. Here I'm gonna raise all the time with pocket eights. I think this guy just has nothing, or a weekend, week 7, week 6, something like that. Just gonna raise. 9-8-7, let's just go for a check. He quickly checks. I think he has nothing. Let's go pot. Calls. And now we jam. Wow. He had queen 10. Such an unfortunate hand. I think he has a lot of single pair hands there. Like a 7x, 8x, 9x. I just quickly check on flop. Unfortunately, he had queen 10, so very good call for him on turn and river. I think it's fine. The hand is completely fine. We open, he flats, quick check on flop, then on the queen he calls. You can have hands like 7x, 7-6, 9-6, 8x. You have to understand they have such wide ranges. You cannot target the usual combos you're gonna see against regulars. So I think it's completely fine to jam on the river. Check 5, c-bet the flop. On the turn we can second barrel. I think second barreling is fine. And then we're going to be checking the river, even on this river. He donks. Not gonna fold here. And he has 7-3 for a full house. Definitely not running great. Everyone makes a set or 2 pair against us. That's fine. Pocket 6 this year I decided to overlimp. Now we're just gonna check fold. Here I decided to open the king jack from the button against 2 short stack players. Let's just go for a small bet. 7-7-4, try to win uncontested on the flop, or we have 2 overcards, a backdoor flush, so still a completely fine bet. Open raise from under the gun ace 10, jack 3 is gonna be a range bet for us, very good range advantage here, so no reasons to play a lot of checks, even in theory. 4x open, 70 big blinds deep, I will just go all in. I think against 4 big blinds works alright. If he has 9s, 8s, 7s, 6s, he's gonna call. 10s, he's gonna call. If he has ace queen, he's gonna call. You can 3-bet, but this hand doesn't play that great in 3-bet pots. Queen, a king, or an ace will destroy the EV of your hand, and I think against the recreational it's completely alright to go for just a jam. You have an upper raise from the under the gun. This guy is tanking. And we're gonna 3-bet the pocket jacks. Go 6.5. We have a cold call. We have such a good board. 9 deuce deuce. This hand loves to see a 9-eye board. Face a donk. Let's just go all in against this guy. Yes, 26 behind. Gonna jam and he folds. Wow. Oh, we win this very big blind spot. Here I open king 10, call from the button and a call from the big blind. When check 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 on the flop, Uriah now on the turn with the second pair with a flush draw. I'm gonna bet, and on the river 9 I think I will take my showdown. At king 7 for a flush draw. Win this one. Let's open pocket aces from the cutoff. Hopefully we'll get some action. We have 2 callers on the blinds. Gonna play a big bet here. Board is very connected and pocket aces loves to go big in this kind of situations. So let's just go for a big size. We have a call and another call. And now it's the queen. King 10 gets there. 10-8 gets there. And we have a donk jam. I think if he had a straight, it would have considered checking. Like, don't want to just snap jam if you have a straight here. So I think he has a queen most of the times. I will just call. There's no way I can fold this hand. Let's just call. Hopefully we are ahead. See this guy, what he wants to do. Wow. This is a nightmare. This session is a nightmare to an L. Probably gonna need to call anyway, man. Need to put 21 to win 158. Yeah, I think we need to call even though it sucks. We call. We are 83% and we lose this one. Okay, that's fine. Lose against both players. That's unlucky. That is fine. Let's end the session here. That sucks, man. We won a lot of those. So sometimes you win one, you lose one. These are results for today's session. We lost €2.80 in EV, but in net one, we actually lost 40 cents. So bankroll basically stayed the same. This was a pretty rough session for me. A lot of tough spots, but hopefully next session will run better. And I guess I'll see you in the next one.